Hello, how are you doing? Oh my gosh, it's been a day, guys. But it is Worst Cooks Pajama Talk. That's right, we were talking the finale. Oh my gosh, it was exciting. Let me just tell you. Oh my gosh, it was fantastic. We have 2 episodes to cover. I'm going to be waiting for my panel of culinary experts. But then, okay, so we're also find out if I found a dog on the way home from, hello. I found a dog on the way home from my PTO meeting. Hello, how are you? And so, yeah, we're finding out who's its owner. So basically my husband is trying to find a microchip to see if it has an owner. It was an exciting day. So a dog may run through here. I don't know. Hello, Yamini. How are you? Okay, here we go. Are you guys ready? Hello. Okay, here we go. I don't know if it's been crazy where you guys are, but we have so much to talk about. They've just joined. Let's see if I got this. Watch this. You know what? I literally got one, but I don't know why I didn't get the others. Okay, watch this. Hey guys, hello, hey Augusta, hello. Oh, I cannot believe. Okay, we we have a dog situation. Basically, a dog was running down the road and it just jumped into my car. So we're trying to find the owner. So my thing has been, it's so good to see you, Augusta. Hello, Mom. So we're trying to find the owner. Maybe I don't know. It's been a day, but guys, we have to talk about the finale. Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
I do believe there's someone on here who did guess it, right? Was that you, Matt? Did you get it?
yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I,
Well, it's
I
so
not
good to
only
see you.
I had the finale and the winner guessed, so
Well, I almost went with the one
Yeah.
that won, but I stuck with my team because I thought she had a fighting chance. So,
she did. I would
Oh,
say it seemed a fighting
it was
chance.
so close. Oh my gosh, that was so close. Okay, guys, I just want to jump in. I mean, we have so much to talk about. Guys, who of the last 2 episodes do you think nailed the souffle? I'm going to start with Michelle first. Who do you think nailed the souffle? Excuse me.
oh gosh, I'm going off of memory because all my notes are at home. I'm
Oh
still at
no,
work.
mine
No,
too.
I'm still at work, guys.
Oh
Um,
no.
yeah, yeah. I'm Pacific. You guys are other time zones. So,
I'm
um,
Pacific
we have
Standard.
three
I don't know
time
about you.
zones here.
you know,
Okay, but so like we went down from 5. I'll come back to you, Michelle, because it might be, yeah, that way it kind of sparks some,
yeah. I
you
gotta
know.
see if I have anything saved that I can get
Hey,
to.
no issue at all. Matt, who do you think nailed the souffle?
First one that I
Yeah.
have for nailing the souffle is Manila
Okay, why Manila?
because one, she was
Yeah.
asking very uniquely pointed questions, which at the core
Yeah.
almost feel like it's like, yeah, of course you could do that, but things like,
Yeah.
do I have time to boil the potatoes in cold water?
Yeah.
That was that single addition of do I have time versus should I nail, and also nailing the pork temp, saying like
Yeah.
what should temp of the pork be? 145, like immediately knew it, just 10 out of 10. Love
Yeah.
her for all of that.
You could tell that
Uh,
she really took the information throughout the lessons and was able to apply it. Like I
oh
like
yeah.
when you were mentioning the time thing. I mean, that's something that a drag queen would know. I mean, like they're like, okay, they have a certain amount of time to get ready for a performance. So it's like I
Mhm.
like that time management. That's wonderful. Yeah, go ahead. Do you have any others?
I have one for
Yes.
Reza for the comment about the duck breast, saying, "Oh,
Yeah.
you don't need oil because it is so fatty." Like
Yeah.
I would go as far as this season, the last 5 recruits all demonstrated such a functional knowledge
Yeah.
that I mean, I turned to Marissa. This is probably one of the best seasons of Worst Cooks of all time because we have
Hands down.
the celebrities who, like, yeah, we've seen celebrity seasons where it's a little silly and things like that, but
Yeah.
all of them seemed like they were there to learn. And really, I don't
And
think that can be
cared.
understated
Yeah.
because that is just impressive. I have another souffle for Bev for the rub in the Fight Club finale with the skirt steak.
Yeah.
I'm a sucker for skirt steak. It is one
Yeah.
of my guilty pleasures when I can see like
Yeah.
reasonably priced. It's not like an everyday kind of go to the store and grab one, but if it's on sale or something, like I'm a sucker for a skirt steak with chimichurri. And seeing that she nailed the rub and everything, and also the instinct to blanch the kale,
Yeah.
I think that deserves a ton of praise. And
Yeah.
one last one, just in general, because
Please.
it could be a chef hat, but I think it's more nailing a souffle here.
Yeah.
For the way that Chef Tiffany and Chef Jeff crafted the final dishes. Because I
Mm-hmm.
saw a very distinct choice in both of them that Chef Tiffany was focused on familiar flavors and putting reza on a plate.
Yeah.
Whereas Chef Jeff and throughout like the entirety of that cook there, it seemed very technical. Not that it wasn't Beverly on a plate,
Yeah.
but that it was very techniques forward. Like doing a quenelle. I can't do a damn quenelle, and I've tried. So seeing that
Yeah.
they both selected something that would play into their recruits' strengths, I think really it goes above and beyond the education of the show and goes into why we love this show. That they not only put together basic techniques, learning how to break down a chicken, learning how to debone a fish,
Yeah.
and then putting out meals that even I looked at it and went, I don't know that I could pull that off.
I agree with you. I think that they were very technically challenging, excuse me, for both dishes. And I feel like I like that the chefs really felt like that these recruits could handle it. I think it said a lot to the testament to them
Yeah.
as recruits and that how much they have worked. I mean, I'm not going to put down the milk and cookies because that's one of my favorite finales of all time. It was Leo and Alton Brown, I believe, where he delivered milk and cookies, which
Yeah.
okay, that is my favorite one of all time.
Hey,
But I mean, it was so
special
technical.
place in heart for Leo.
He definitely. I think he was 17 or 18, but he definitely catered his meal towards Leo at that point. But I feel
Yeah.
like I understand what you're saying, and it's I kind of wanted to do the same thing with my nail de souffle because I feel like the recruits themselves were really challenged.
Yeah.
Meaning I think that it would have been really easy to say, "Oh, here's this really easy dish that I know that you can make." And I think that both chefs were like, "No, I know these recruits. Like they're competitors. They want to try their best." And I feel like they catered up. I think that they definitely went for it. It was definitely like it was challenging, but yeah, hopefully that explains it. I don't know if it does, but oh wait, and Mama Bird said, show her how much I care she's learned and that she was capable. Exactly. I feel yeah,
Yes.
that's a really good way to say it. Thank you for saying that. But yeah, and I feel like if I was going to give the nail de souffle, I think like you said that the final five. I mean, really all of the recruits this season, but the final
Yeah.
five. I mean, it could have been anyone's game. I feel like they all learned, they all took this seriously. I mean, even Manila wearing heels, it didn't bother me because I feel like Manila was like, no, we're gonna do this. And I mean, she put on her serious hat and her serious wig and was like, no, we're gonna do this. And I really like that. I also feel like I liked the final challenge. I know it was kind of silly with the thing on the head, like the little bowl. But you
CT's
know what?
thinking cap.
I thought I thought that was funny. I don't know. I mean, I know it was a little silly, but I felt it was a fun challenge. I also really liked all of the exits. I feel like
Mm.
there's something about having class when you're in the face of defeat. And I felt like there was not one recruit that went out with sour grapes. I mean, CT obviously making that charity in Miami. And then, oh my gosh, the ACLU with Manila, for the
Hmm.
drag rights, which is fantastic. So I feel like I like that they got to shine and they seemed genuinely happy for their other,
Yep.
other recruits, but also that they got to help something that was near and dear to their hearts. I felt that was good. Okay, Michelle, did you think of
So I'm
it?
gonna go off of Matt's comment about the
Please.
blanch and shock. They did a lot of that this season.
Yeah.
There's a lot of blanch and
True.
shock, like
Yeah.
basic techniques they showed more than they have in previous seasons. And certainly for a
Yeah.
celebrity episode,
Yeah.
the recruits took it more seriously. They were there for a reason more so than just
Yeah.
likes and follows.
Yeah.
Um, by the way, this is my
Oh,
allergy voice.
you're
Everything's
okay.
booming in California
Oh
right now, so I
no.
drop about a third and for
No,
about a
that's
week.
we're just excited you're here. Don't even worry about it.
Yeah.
Um,
But yeah.
so yeah, I sound like a dude for about a week. Anyways, so
I think okay. I don't watch Friends, but I think Phoebe calls that her sexy, or is it Rachel, the sexy phlegm voice? Is that?
oh no.
Sorry, go ahead.
Anyway, so Blanche and Chalk, so
Yeah,
kudos to Food Network for bringing that back. So I will
yeah,
give them a nail
Mhm.
de souffle for giving us cooking
yeah,
again.
yeah,
Because that's been something we've been discussing multiple seasons now. We've missed the cooking, we've missed the
yeah.
instruction and feedback. Now
Mhm.
they need to bring back the red mark on the finger because
Yes.
that's kind of a visual and that helps everybody. Yes, it was an and thing, but it's a good
It's a
tool.
good tool. Yeah, yeah, for
And
sure.
to, because and don't wave the knife. That was, I think, our main thing this season was
Yeah,
multiple wavings of the knives in a scary way. Um,
yeah.
I also want to, for both of the finalists, nail the souffle because they made it that far.
They
Because if
did.
you
Yeah.
go back and rewatch the first episode to now, that all the final five have risen. And I agree with your
Oh
comment
yeah.
about,
Yeah.
the way the exits were
Yeah.
classy,
Mhm.
and I could tell, like, especially CT, he's a big bull in the china shop kind of dude, but he seemed like he really tried to learn something, and he's going to take that back to his kid.
Did you hear his last thing? He said, like, I can't wait to make this with my son. It was like, I
Yeah.
can't wait to make this specific dish
That
with my son. And you know he
it
did. Like,
warmed my heart to hear
Well,
because
yeah.
and
he's
that's
a
said that
dad going back to
before.
cook.
Yeah.
If they come in with a goal, not
Yeah.
just I'm going to learn how to
Yeah.
cook. I'm going to cook for my partner or my kid or to
Or
help my
even
parents.
yourself,
Or
you
Yeah.
know?
well, I think if you're cooking to help for somebody else, it's a little bit more personal than just yourself.
Yeah.
Because if you're just for yourself, yeah, you'll go, the girl or boy dinner and just have cereal out of a bowl a couple nights a week.
I mean,
But
shoot. I will say my
Hey, there's
sister's
nothing wrong with
amazing for
girl dinner
cooking
or
for
boy dinner.
no,
herself.
oh
So,
no, I love my snackies.
yeah.
But if you're learning to feed someone else, it's the love
Yeah,
language. If I love you, I feed you.
that's true.
So,
You know, okay, I get you. Like friends, yeah, I get you. I get you. Did you have any more for Nail the Souffle?
um,
I know it's hard without the notes. I know. Yeah.
yeah, because I take almost as many notes as Matt does. No, I'm gonna go with
I'm
that.
a close third, guys.
I only have
But
two
yeah, I
pages
do wish they
today.
would bring back, like we've discussed this a couple of
Yeah.
years ago, of
Yeah.
bringing back, like they've had the redemption shows,
Hmm.
Yeah.
but instead of redemption, have a winner and two friends, or
I
two
love that
past,
idea.
or winners from different seasons having to pair up, like they did with
Yeah.
TOC, where
Yeah.
it's you could make the challenges a little bit more, I don't know, interactive when you have two
Okay.
people as opposed to, onesies. But again, for
So
charity.
Mhm.
it would be really nice because it's like we've seen them do the teams before, where it's like
Mhm.
they did that. I think it was like a couple season. I think.
Yes,
Yeah.
The,
Oh,
the,
the love at first bite.
oh, was that
that was
season?
it. That
That
was
was
it.
Oh,
that
but it
season.
was they've done that kind of a
The idea was
idea-ish,
there.
idea
Idea was
light.
there.
Yeah. No, I like that idea. I really like that idea, Food Network. Just letting you know.
But no dating. Not the dating
No,
thing, no.
I
No.
was gonna date both you guys, but I guess that's out of the picture. I'm joking, joking. All right, all right. Who? All right, I gotta get back on track. Who? Oh God, what was it? Burnt the toast. I'm gonna go first on this one. Okay, so I for Burnt the Toast, I will say, I think the choice of judges for the finale were wonderful. Like I think that we saw some people like Viet Pham, we
Yeah.
saw Judy Jew, and then we saw Justin. Oh my, I guess last name is I
Sutherland.
I love that. Okay.
Yeah.
I think that it's not really a burnt the toast, but I want to see more of them. So I think that because like we've started seeing more of Judy Jew with TOC, and
Mhm.
obviously with Viet Fam, possibly with TOC. I want to see more of Justin Sutherland. I'm not as familiar with him, but that doesn't mean anything. But I would like to see more of him. I really felt like the way that they judged, was really fair, but it also is
Yeah.
very technical. Are you guys big fans of Justin? Am I missing the boat? Am I?
I
I
don't know
I
enough
have
about him.
No, no.
I have a burnt the toast for the judge. I want to jump on your point about seeing the judges earlier.
Yeah,
Marissa had a great point, and of course she's talking to her parents right now on the phone. But
yeah.
she had a great idea of what if the judges for the finale show up at the first episode and have to eat the baseline challenge.
But
Because that way
blind
they
tasting.
could judge. I mean, like they could
You
see
could
how.
see the market improvement that way because it's one thing to be
Great
like, I don't
idea.
believe this was made by a worst cook in America because you had like a cilantro broth floating around that crudo. Like,
Yeah.
that's amazing. I wouldn't
Yeah.
do that at home. But
I
then you think
like that
like, look
idea.
back to that first episode where it's things like just everything thrown in a pot. Yeah, I will say most of it was edible this year,
Yeah.
but having the judges see it early, even just to pop in and be like, I'm gonna get a bite of all the food, like, oh no, you all are very bad cooks.
I think maybe not the very, very first, but maybe that second challenge,
Yeah,
that main dish in that. And hey, chef, that would be a really good idea, and that would be a really great way. I like that idea because again, I know what you're saying. Like every time they say, "Oh, I can't believe it," and you have these amazing dishes, they don't know how hard it is to get to that point. So,
they've
Right.
that's a
gone
great
far.
idea. Yeah,
I had to
but
throw that out there.
no, no, no. I like that. I just have like one more burnt the toast, and
Hey.
it's not even like I can't even really say anything negative about the season. I think, like you said, and so like we've kind of talked about, this is one of the best seasons. I mean, I put it right up there, like number one, number two. I got to be honest. I mean, I mean it. With '90s season 15, and this one, these have been my favorite. Like to be
I think
honest,
this was the best celebrity season that they've had. It was the
Oh,
most
by far.
genuine.
because
I would put
it
this above the 90s.
Yeah.
which is
This was the
hard.
most
That one was
genuine.
That's
like
hard.
that was my favorite for a long time. So, but no, I feel like there's really not a lot. I mean, I would say I was sad to see Val go. I felt like he really wanted it, but I understood why. Although I could have liked any one of them to have won. So I can't even really think of a Burnt the Toast because I just loved it all so much. I know I hate that, but I do. Michelle, do you have a Burnt the Toast?
Yeah, mine's kind of on the judges a little bit. So
Okay.
but this again, this dovetails off Matt's thing
Yeah.
is they're coming into this like, oh, I can't believe these are the worst cooks without having a baseline to draw from, which I
True.
highly agree with. But they're also coming in with a preconception of what they think they're going to be eating. This season they're
Yes.
not walking into the
Yes.
this is what we're presented, and they're not taking into consideration that the chefs or
Yeah.
the recruits, they've just learned how to do this.
Yeah.
They're
Right.
trying to compare it to fine dining
They were
versus,
very, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, it's they're coming in with a preconceived notion, not this is somebody who didn't know how to cook 8 weeks ago or however long, and then
Yeah.
this is what they're presenting and accepting what they're being presented. So that's my critique on that. And they're also putting their personal bias or preferences when they're judging as opposed to looking at the dish by itself.
Okay, Matt, did you want to that's not step on it. Add to that.
I am going to jump on that like from the
Thank you.
top rope. One of
Yeah.
the biggest gripes I have with the judging in the finale
Yeah.
is that a lot of times they're criticizing things about the dish itself.
Yeah.
Like, oh, the curry's monochromatic. That's not a Reza thing. That's not
Okay.
his decision to say, oh, we had like a very orange curry and like a little bit of peas.
Yeah.
That's not on the recruit who made the dish. They
No.
cooked the dish they were told to make. And I think that
Mm.
kind of dovetailing off Michelle there, they're going in with this preconceived notion that they're getting a restaurant quality meal, which it should be, and it is. I'm not saying it's not, but I think a lot of the judging this season felt like, why was there not an extra texture element or something? And it's not because they
Oh.
forgot to put Reza putting the crispy quinoa on top of the crudo. That was a last minute addition, and that wasn't a him choice to add it or not. Or even recognizing Chef Tiffany saying, oh, we should add a crunchy element.
Yeah.
That shouldn't fall back on Reza's judging. Not that he didn't win or anything, but
No, 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 no. But I think I understand what you guys are saying because it's like I feel like the judges were very. I don't want to say hard on because that's not the right word, but they were very particular with this
yes.
finale versus others. I feel. But I will say the one thing that I liked about, and maybe this is again, it's just like the style of teacher that I like. I personally liked that the judges were harder on the finale dish because I felt like if I'm making something, I want to know what I am doing right. I'm not a sugarcoat person. Like, I'd rather you say, hey, Allison, this is what you need to fix than, oh my gosh, can you fix this, this, this? You know what I mean? I need it straight, like shoot
Right.
it straight. So I feel like I personally benefited from, hey, this is what your dishes needed, where other people may not have benefited as much and they may not like that style of critique. That's my one thing to say. But I will say that I did feel, I mean, having Chef Judy Jew, I mean, I'm sorry, legend, but she is, I do feel that some of the things I was like, okay, this person just learned. This person just learned. So I
Right.
understand what
Well,
you're
and
saying.
also, I was
Yeah.
thinking, I have to go back and watch past seasons.
Yeah.
There, once upon a time, I feel like the chef and the recruit would
Yeah.
collaborate a little bit on what they're going to be making. Like, do you have any
Yes,
ideas? And now the
Yeah.
that is
last
correct.
6 or 8 seasons, it's been, you're making this. It's not input from. So Reza's,
Yeah.
I think Reza's dishes paired with him really well, but we haven't seen that before.
Well, see, I
I,
will say I like the chef, and I felt like I mean, again, just saying on my season, I felt like she paired like with the trifle. Like she knew I could make lemon curd. She knew I could do whipped
right.
cream. But
But
I
there
understand
was
what you're
an
saying.
interaction. Was it? I,
No, I did not choose just because I think that I would have been like
I
peanut butter and jelly. Let's
I
go.
want to say Jeff Morrow
Yeah,
did on one of his seasons where they
yeah.
got like kind of bounced ideas off each other a little bit. Like they 2 minutes,
Yeah,
might have been one of the
Before the
challenges.
'90s season, though, it
Yeah,
was. I don't.
where they
pre
had like two
nineties.
minutes for them to bounce
Yeah.
ideas off and then go. And maybe that would be a little more
Huh.
recruit friendly, where they feel like they have a little bit of control over at least part of the dishes.
Yeah,
I
I
want to
like
ask, okay,
that.
so both of you guys, it's like, would you, because I mean, personally, I would not like control. I would like to be, kind of told, again, coming from the I'm learning. I'm not, I didn't know, and now I'm learning, so I would rather be told. But with you guys, if you guys had gone in with a little bit more knowledge, would you have wanted to be told, or would you have wanted to have more of a say? It sounds like Michelle wants more of a say. Matt, would you have wanted more of a say, or would you have wanted,
Well,
to be told what to make?
I would just want to
I
say, this is what I like, and I want
Yeah.
to do this, and what can we do with this
Yes,
idea? Just,
Okay.
just kind of
like
a
I
concept of
yeah,
ice cream.
Yeah.
What can we do with ice cream, or what can we do with grilled chicken? Just
Yeah.
bouncing
I got
off ideas.
Yeah.
yeah. I was saying to Michelle's point there. I'm like
Yeah.
60-40 in terms of like wanting to be told what to make, but also I think we saw a lot this season.
Yeah.
The recruits playing with flavors
Right.
or
Hmm.
trying something completely different that
Yeah.
even you see like Chef Jeff and Chef Tiff said, wait, I never thought to do something like that, even though it's technically wrong, but it's still good. And I think even if it was just a matter of like, hey, what do you think you can do well? What are
Right.
flavors that you might want to incorporate? And
Yeah.
then being given a menu off of that rather than just,
Okay.
hey, I picked this for you. Because when I looked
Yeah.
at Beverly and they said the prawns al pastor, my first thought was, why?
Right.
And and I'm not knocking al
Yeah.
pastor is like that is one of my go-to taco dishes.
Oh,
I
really?
have a brick of achiote paste in the cabinet just to make it.
Yeah.
But in the back of my head, I'm like, but how? I mean, you look at like Reza's dish with the curry and the fish. It screamed Reza. It had
Hmm.
the very like the Persian flavors. But in terms of Beverly, I
Yeah.
mean, one of the comments I pulled up my notes here from the
Yeah.
judging was that her main entree lacked cohesiveness. That's not on her.
Right.
Yeah.
And you
And I
you
feel
brought
like
that up
if there's
last
more,
season too, that it's not the
yeah,
recruits making the decision of what they're fixing. They're fixing it to their mentors'
yeah.
standards. So
So
If there was
I
more of
think
an
I think
input,
what we're kind of asking Food Network is
yeah,
like it's kind of if we could, you know, first of all, if we could see the judges earlier in the season, so like
hmm.
they
yeah,
could really have that kind of, they could go through the journey with them, even if, like you said, even if they're like the first episode and then the
just
last
pop in and have a
episode.
bite.
Have
That's really
Carson bring them through.
great idea. Great idea. I do like that
Yes.
idea. I
He
do
could
like
be
that
the
idea.
little
Get Carson back.
ringmaster.
Yeah.
I
Wait,
can
wait.
see it now. He's got a little hat and everything.
I mean, he's ready. He could do. I love Carson.
He already has the hat. Let's be honest.
Right, but it's like I think that that would be something that's a little bit different that the show hasn't done. And what I do like, and I think that kind of, I think this is kind of going into a chef hat. Are we ready to do chef hats or
We got to say bacon first.
Oh gosh, wait. Can we just save the bacon? Okay, I'll incorporate with save the bacon, but I do want to do a chef house after this. Okay, with save the bacon, I think that this show has saved its own bacon. And I think I love
Yes.
this show has really, I feel like Food Network really does listen to its fans and is incorporating things that we're wanting and that other fans are wanting, and they're really listening. I feel like this season we saw games that had really like to it. Like they had like that
Heft.
heft to it. Like
They
they
had
had
meaning. The pairing for that finale was clever. You had to
they,
match the pairings. Like, that's not just picking an ingredient. That's
no.
flavor development.
Mm-hmm.
They brought the chat like with we talked about with the measurements the first time we've seen something like that. Like I
Mm-hmm.
loved the creating the own recipe. Like I love these challenges, so I feel like they really listen to things like that. So I feel like this show could continue on, which I think was my biggest worry. I mean, I know we talked about
Yeah.
that, but it's like I feel like this show, if they find recruits like this, we're again have it for charity. Like I feel like because
Mm-hmm.
it was for charity, people took it so much more seriously, but
Mm-hmm.
also but also still had fun. So I think this show has saved its own bacon. It's given me faith. I love this show. Obviously, we love this show, so I felt like that saved its own bacon. Yay, Michelle! Who saved their bacon this week?
um, I'm gonna go with Reza and Beverly for making it to the end. Reza
Yeah,
because we saw the spark in him halfway through,
yeah.
and when he forgot to put the egg on, that was kind
Yes.
of
Yeah.
like that
That
lit a
was a
fire
turning
under
point.
him. But Beverly never gave
Yeah.
up.
No, she didn't.
I mean, it took her a little longer on some of the concepts, but she never once gave up. She would just regroup and try a different way, and that's part of the thing. The For me, I'm going to go on the games. I really wish they'd had remote control chef. That's my favorite. But also, I
Yeah.
love the ones where they have to taste something that they've never had before
They
to
did have that
identify
one,
it.
didn't they?
They,
Do
They
we?
had kind
Yeah.
of.
it was
Okay.
adjacent. Yeah, we saw like
It was
them. We saw
adjacent.
like Val finding the tarragon by sniffing it out of the pantry.
And
Yeah.
Beverly accidentally snorting it. But I mean, like,
I mean,
but
who
it's
hasn't
because
actually sorted a spice?
like black garlic
I
or
mean,
gochujang or some of the, where they're tasting like
yeah.
squid or something.
Yeah.
I like those type of challenges, but remote control chef is my favorite.
It would have been nice to see it, but I do like that they had a little bit of a change. Like I
Yeah.
agree with what you're
Yeah.
saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But did you have any more for Save the Bacon?
Um, no,
Okay.
again, the final five were all really good and had different things, but
Even with Judy Brown, I mean like downtown Julie Brown, like
she
I
still kept trying. I mean,
they
that
Yeah.
all
that's the
kept
thing is
trying. It was like
getting to the last two episodes, they
yeah.
wanted to be there. They were trying as best they
They,
could.
they wanted to
And
be there. That's the key.
as we found out on my cooking class last week, we followed somebody else's recipe. I didn't test it ahead of time until I did the video that morning. Oh, we need a binder for these canned beans. And
Oh
so I
no.
explained it in the class. And so we had the discussion while we're doing the cooking class of this is what you do to fix this. So, I mean, that's part
Yeah.
of cooking is sometimes things don't work right. And the clock is always brutal.
Cock is brutal, man.
The
I
clock
mean
is
Clock is brutal.
brutal.
A buddy
oh
of mine was
god.
on Chopped and told me point blank the clock was the worst part about it because he
Yeah.
went out round one for some bad squidding pasta and
Oh.
point blank said, "Yeah, that clock doesn't stop. You think you've got an extra 2 minutes? You do not."
it's it's such a different atmosphere that it's like you can only explain if you've been there. Like it's
Yeah,
weird. It's so different, and there's some people that really thrive in that type of environment and some people who really don't. And it's kind of one of those they throw you into the fire and see what happens. Like yeah. Oh my god. Okay, Matt, who do you think saved their bacon?
the first one is Bev for her pine nut redemption.
Oh my god.
As
I
soon
didn't
as it
realize they
started
were that
showing the flashback,
expensive.
they're very expensive. Pine nuts, I don't even have pine nuts. If I'm making homemade pesto, I skip the pine nuts because I'm
What
like,
do you add?
I had
it's
no idea.
Parmesan. Well, Parmesan, salt, pepper, basil, simple. It
Yeah.
lacks a little bit of the crunchy, but still, I mean, my basil plants haven't been done well the last couple of years anyway, so.
I just
Almonds or
want to
sesame seeds would be good. Or
Ooh.
not sesame seeds, sunflower seeds.
Oh,
Ooh.
I would.
And those are significantly cheaper.
I'm a huge fan of pesto, and I would like to thank Food Network for not telling me that it had Parmesan in it when I ate it, because they were like, "Oh yeah, you could totally," and I loved it, and I think they're probably laughing at me like she's eating cheese and she doesn't realize it. Like,
I
Oh,
would laugh.
Allison and cheese.
I know. I know. Well, that was again 6 years ago.
Yeah.
Chef Ava had some really great points about TLC, which we're going to talk about later. But she did say was on MasterChef Generation. She's a baby boomer, only female on the team, and isn't. Oh, that she might be in consideration for something. Oh, that might be exciting. We'll cross your fingers for you. But yeah, we keep going. So yeah.
I had two more. One for Manila for
Okay.
pushing through with the I don't even have what the dish was. Oh, the elevated protein
Yeah.
because she didn't give up, and I think that is one of the biggest things about what we
Yeah.
see with this show, especially as we're talking with the clock and pushing
Yeah.
through. It's very easy to just throw your hands up and say, I can't do this. And that's why I think the biggest save the bacon for me of the season of the season is one Mr. CT because
Yeah.
in the leading into that penultimate episode, he was overwhelmed, and you could tell he was
Yeah.
floundering and just losing it. But then to
Yeah.
see that when he was eventually eliminated, sadly, I mean, his first thought was, "I can't wait to go home and cook with my kid."
Yeah.
Because the second you take away that pressure of cooking, because I just had to know, like, his apple crisp sprinkle, he was chugging the whiskey as he was walking to his station. That to me spoke
Yeah.
not just to him in a competition, but it spoke to me as like when he goes home and cooks, I
Yeah.
know he's gonna have fun with it. And I think that's
Yeah.
the biggest save the bacon you can have with a show like this, where you're going into a competition to learn and leaving
Yeah.
with a newfound joy of cooking. Because as
Yeah.
soon as he nipped that bottle, like, "Hey, buddy, we've been there," and you could tell he was fried. He was just far beyond done, but still managed to put together that flavorful mash, the aggressively crusted lamb, and good crunchies because the apple crisp turned into some crunchies. But it really just, I mean, that in Manila's case of pushing through with
Yeah.
the phyllo dough needing to get remade, both of them exemplified what happens when you cook and something goes wrong.
Yeah.
Both of them locked in and said, "What can I do to fix this? How do I
Exactly.
fix this?" And I think
Yes.
that is a skill
Yeah.
that when it comes to the show, we
Yeah.
see it occasionally kind of in the fringes of like, "Oh, I need to restart this," or "Oh, I need to do this." But seeing two recruits in the penultimate episode flustered and floundering and bouncing back,
Yeah.
that's where the true cooking is.
I think you said that. And then I do have to say, Fluffy Christ said, cooking wine, cooking whiskey, cooking liquor, potato, potato. Like they're all potatoes.
Little for the pan, little
I
for the
like that.
chef. Little for the pan, little for the chef.
Okay, did you have any more for the chef hat?
Those are my saved bacons.
I'm sorry, say the bacon. Okay, I want to talk chef hat. I Are we ready to? I think we're ready. All right. First of all, I agree with CT for chef hat because I think he went into. I mean, like again, I've been a fan of his. I think since the '90s. It might be the early 2000s. I'm honestly going to say it was from the '90s, but I think he went into it thinking it would be one type of competition where it's like, oh,
Mm-hmm.
I know how to win a competition. I know how to, compete. And I feel like he found a love of cooking that he didn't have before. And I feel this,
Yes.
and I feel kind of the same. I think Manila will go on and cook. I mean, she was so fun. I appreciate the fact that she did not wear the long nails during the competition. And
Right.
it's like the
Mm-hmm.
wigs, you guys, were always up and away, like up and away from her face. And I'm
True.
so thankful that it's like even with the little like she was able to show her sense of fashion, which was fantastic, but also do it in a safe way. And I mean, she showed that, she got this and she was so fun to watch. And I feel so, I mean, like I want to give one to her to, Reza. I feel like Reza has been,
Mm-hmm.
I hate saying this, he's very spoiled, which is what I loved with him on Shots of Sunset. But I think that Reza kind of got a set of confidence, like a
Yes.
sense of confidence, where I don't think I agree with, we've talked about it before, like Michelle brought it up today with that egg. I think that was that moment where he was like, wait a minute, this is something that I really want. And
Mm-hmm.
it's like, I love, like we've talked about it again, but like that turning that on, like, wait a second, I want to be here. And it was for him. It wasn't just, to be on TV. Like he's already on TV. It was to really for him. I thought that was really great. And I just, again, I love seeing Chef Tiffany and Chef Jeff. Like those are two mentors that I would really love to learn from. I know you guys would love to learn from. I mean, we've, I think Chef Ava earlier was saying that she's watched The Kitchen, and there's another one, The Chew. But it's like, now that there's The Kitchen, I think, is
Yeah,
gone.
that's ended. Well, it's
So,
in repeats.
but it's
It's
like, should we
cable.
have an opening for your Chef Jeff? I mean, yeah. But I
Chef
feel
Jeff,
like,
call us.
call us. Oh my God. But
Put,
I
put
feel
Ryan
like,
Lochte on call waiting and call us.
yes, yes, yeah. But but I think with Food Network, it's like I really, the way that I'm seeing the shows progress, like on the network itself, I'm seeing a
Right.
lot more towards learning and really displaying talented chefs who know their stuff. So it's like you have the aspirational ones. Like someday I could be on. I would never be on TSC because I'm not that good. But like someday these home chefs who really do have talent, could be on TOC, and they have that to aspire to. But then they have ones that have learned with the Food Network for the last couple years, and it's like,
Mhm.
so we can aspire to different things. I like that. And or they have the home chef at home, or the homemaker at
Good.
home, or or whoever, yes, whoever who's never even thought that they could cook, that can watch worse cooks and say, hey, wait a second, I can actually cook along with this show. And hopefully that makes sense. But I think Food Network is so important to all of us. I feel like it's going in a really great direction, and I hope it continues in that direction. Also, we love it. Okay. I'm going to go to Matt first, because I want to end with Michelle on this one. But Matt, who would you say earned the chef hat this season or this episode?
I would say anybody from the season who walked out and continued to cook.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think
I
this
disagree.
season we saw that so much more than usual. A lot of
Yeah.
times it's like, oh, I can't wait to go home and get takeout again or something. But
Yeah.
you see somebody like CT walking out and saying, like, I can't wait to go home and cook for my kid. Or even Reza saying, I can't wait to go home and show off to my husband that I can cook. Like,
Yeah.
that's what this is about. And to Allison, to your point, saying how like somebody watching along can cook at home, and Michelle pulling all the recipes, all the things we
Yeah.
see on this show are accessible to teach a home chef high-end cooking. And
Yeah.
you don't always need to get the $100 in saffron prawns, but maybe once in a blue moon you decide to splurge and get that fancy beef tenderloin and make that mustard sauce. And I
Yeah.
mean, looking through that last episode, I turned to Marissa and said, "This is why I love this show, because this whole show, the whole season,
Yeah.
was educational,
Mm-hmm.
entertaining,
Mm-hmm.
and even I picked up a few things. Like just watching it, I'm like, oh wait, that's something that could be really
Yeah.
interesting to do. Like try something a little weird, a little different.
Yeah.
And I mean, even things like, oh, I figured out that like what greens it was because it looked the same. Like little
Yeah.
things like that. I think those moments are what make the show special. Because
Yeah.
seeing CT running around being like, I don't know what this thing is, but this looks like it. It says watercress. I guess it's a watercress.
Yeah.
You know, Marissa, to her credit, was like, that's a watercress. Why is he running around like a crazy person? Oh, they're using cucumbers. That's not a cucumber. I'm like, you get on the show. You show them what's what. But I feel
Yeah.
like, I mean, I wrote down the comments from the chefs, like
Ah.
Manila saying, I am light years from where I started.
Mm-hmm.
And she
That
is.
that
Like,
that right there just I felt like the end of How the Grinch Stole Christmas. My heart grew 3 sizes because she came in as a very large personality
yeah.
and left with somebody who's going to go home and cook. And even if it's just something simple like getting a chicken breast and pan searing it,
Yeah.
that's still light years from where they started from. And so I think that's the biggest chef. I mean, Chef Jeff and Chef Tiffany crafting everything with them. I mean, it's one of those things, you look back on the scene, we criticize some of the challenging things early on, like, why are they deboning a fish in week 3 kind of thing. But then it makes sense because you see where these chefs were. They were putting them farther than they could have been, they saw the potential in these recruits and said, you can do this. And it's easy to see that now from having seen the entire season, but I really think the biggest chef hats could go to those two. And on top of that, Food Network gets a very special chef hat because this show is near and dear to my heart. I settle in to watch this show. I get out my little clipboard. Marissa hands me the TiVo remote and says, all right, you pause it when you need to and rewind to take your notes. But just watching it this season, it almost felt like a different show in a good way. Because it felt like it was like a soft reboot of, hey, we're leaning hard educational with people you recognize. Granted, I didn't recognize all of them.
And it worked.
And Little Romeo still ain't following me, by the way. But I felt like just this season felt different, like a soft reboot of, yes, you can have a kitchen disaster. I mean, we talked about in the past, somebody lighting their oven on fire to get on the show, basically. We didn't need that this season. We saw instead a man debating the shape of a protein to get it right. And I will say, I was looking at him like, come on, CT, you know that's pork. It's not marbled like beef.
Yeah.
But the little nuances of this season are just, it was amazing. This was arguably top 3 seasons for me. Again, season 15 because it brought us all together. And then the 90 season, like those three to me are just, that's why I watch this show. That is why I will set the TiVo every time the show comes on to see. One, the beginning is always fun. The crazy, the start, like, oh my God, I can't believe they threw chocolate on a chicken breast. Yeah. But then seeing also, like, Beverly getting her pine nut redemption. Yeah. Like, you cheer for that, even though it's like a cooking show. Marissa said it best. She goes, we watch this thing like it's sports. She watches Worst Cook like I watch the Super Bowl. And it felt special this season. And maybe it was the recruits. A lot of it comes down to just seeing the education. So Food Network, grab a big chef hat.
Okay, before Michelle, really quickly, I don't mean to interrupt, but I think it was so well said. As Chef Ava said, agree 110%. People can learn life skills from worst cooks, and she had nominated a friend in the past, which is absolutely true. We have to do one chef hat for Val for going out saying, if I'm going to go out, I'm going to go out with the most expensive dish I can make. I think it was the truffles. And I'm sorry, you got to give it to somebody saying, okay, they can afford it. We're going to go off with it.
They already blew the budget on Beverly's pine nuts. Those truffles were a drop in the bucket at that point.
Oh my God. No, but I think that's funny. And also I do think it's really funny about the marbling that I have a horticulture or I have a degree in agricultural from A&M, and I will say my favorite class, one of them was, I did have a beef class because I saw my first live cow up close. I mean, I'd seen him in the distance, but I saw it up close. It was really cool. But they took us into a meat processing factory, and then we got to learn about like how the cow was when it like got made into the meat. And I always go into grocery stores, and I was like, I know how the cow was when it died. Which is kind of morbid, but it's also really cool. And it's like, I'm so glad that I can use that skill from 20 years ago, now. Yeah. They were talking about the marbling. The marbling is how it was. It's just, yeah. Anyway, that's what marbling is. So I just think it's cool. I'm gonna shut up. Why don't you go? Michelle, why don't you go?
All right. So Chef Hat, I'm gonna give it to Reza for, pulling through this whole season, and actually about halfway through it's really picked up speed. I think for him though, because again, it's just different learning styles, he was identifying things that his husband had made that he's had, so he could connect the dots and try to apply that to what he was learning, and new proteins or new spices. So it was definitely a leap forward moment for him, so I have to give him that. And I can probably bet that he's still cooking because he really seemed to enjoy it.
He found a joy in cooking. Right. That man lit up.
This season, I think everybody seemed like they were going to continue. CT, I'll give him a half a chef hat just because he was that enthused. I mean, he was a bull in a china shop. CT
Yeah.
smash.
Hey, as someone who's also a bull in a china shop half the time, I would say I would argue for a full hat for CT for that because yeah,
He
he
was,
was a mess, but how much of
Yeah.
that was also being under the time and constantly because if you have all the time in the world, you can clean as you cook. If you got 20 minutes to put something on the plate, you're yeeting that plate across the kitchen and be like, no, I don't need this anymore.
Sorry.
So
you guys don't
I'll
want to
defend
see
I'll
me.
I
defend
was
the guy.
picturing yeet.
Maybe this year I'll talk my husband into trying to film part of my turn-in day when I bake my 25 things in a day and a half and get them
Yeah.
in. Because it's
Did,
nuts.
did they find an owner?
No. But Dad, did you
That
get
means you have a new dog.
You don't need another dog. We have 4.
He needs to stay tonight.
But so we did find that there's an owner.
Yes, there is the owner.
Okay, we found an owner.
I think he needs to stay
Yay.
tonight.
Okay, we're gonna call the owner. Okay, sorry.
Yay.
No,
All right.
we have to wait till the pet people called him for dog.
Okay.
Only
Okay.
a little bit of this.
Okay. Anyway, sorry. I'm so sorry, Michelle.
That's okay. And I want to give a chef hat to the 2 mentor chefs because
Yeah.
they had to roll quite a bit with the punches this time. This,
Ooh.
again, big personalities.
Yeah.
But they still kept coming back, even though every episode seemed like there was a what in the world are they doing? Does little thing, big thing,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
But they still kept their sense of humor and still continued to teach, and that's hard to
They
do.
did.
Yeah.
And I'm saying that from learning this as I go from my volunteer work with the Paws and Pans class.
Yeah.
It's thinking on your feet and rolling with the punches and keeping everybody positive and moving forward, and that can be a challenge. Especially with large personalities make it a little more challenging. So I want to give that. Other than that, I want to go back on with Reza. Like Reza, again, Beverly learned to cook for her kids. She didn't connect the dots as easily. Reza could connect the dots, and also Manila of what their partner were fixing with what they were learning, so they could kind of see the light at the end of the tunnel, so to speak. So I really like that.
Okay.
I wish I hadn't left my notes at home because I had some good ones.
Oh, you know what? I think that this
Take mine.
season,
Take mine.
I think this season, like I'm gonna go off what you're saying. I think this season we had so many good memories, and like there were so many good points that it's like I feel,
It's hard to pinpoint it sometimes because some of the episodes were really engaging and good, and good lessons learned.
Where do you think Food Network could take this show from here? I mean, so obviously we've seen, it progressed from when it started, where basically it was like, what is the show? To, it's gone throughout this. So now it would be episode 31. Do we think that they could go back to regular people? Do you think that they need to stick with the celebrities who, what do you think that you could see in the future for the show?
I think they could go back to regular people, but again, do more of the open call or like it was back at the beginning. I mean, it's a little bit more challenging now in with everything in the world, but they need to take it more back to the sticks and build it back up.
Yeah.
And I like the idea of rotating the chefs around for the mentors because it's different styles. Like I love Michael Simon's season. Alton will always be one of my favorite instructors because I love the snark. So it gives the audience also a different perspective. If you have the same people all the time, then it becomes very predictable.
Well, and I also I want to just go off of what you're saying. I think also giving people that maybe aren't the bigger personalities a chance. Like, guys, I'm not a bigger personality. You know what I mean? And I feel like there are definitely, we had Travell on my season, we had Brett on my season, we had Brittany, we had all of these really big personalities. And I feel like Beverly was very, very similar, I think, to me, where she is a smaller personality. And I feel like those are often overlooked just because, we aren't just like, in your faces, but it doesn't mean that we don't want to learn and we don't want to, progress. So I think giving more, maybe paying attention to maybe some of the smaller personalities and really seeing how they could develop, I think would be a really good thing as well.
Cooking versus, again, going for likes or drama.
Yeah.
Because food presents enough drama on its own.
I don't, they didn't have to manufacture anything, which was really
No.
nice. I feel,
Yeah.
yeah. But what do you think, Matt? Like, how do you think that this show, I mean, I think that the way that it's going right now is wonderful, but like, how do you think it could improve in the future?
I think Michelle's on to something with the open
Yeah.
call idea. And
Yeah.
with regular people, I think one of the best ways it can really stay in this newfound niche of education is less just I'm doing a crazy shtick to get on the show and trying to amend that instead of
Yeah.
I'm here to learn something. Because I think we saw that a lot this season, that everybody went in with a purpose. I want to cook for a partner. I want to cook for my kid. I want to cook for a friend. I want to just, like, when I was starting out cooking, I am not too ashamed to say I burned minute rice.
Oh, gosh. Okay.
It cooks for a minute, and I burned it.
Yeah.
But things like having an open call saying, do you want to learn to cook? Do you struggle in the kitchen? Instead of, did you accidentally leave the paper on the pan that you were preheating in the oven? Because I feel like giving people that educational experience is really a much more effective niche for this show. We saw it this season. We've seen a bit more, like, on an upswing of focusing on things like, what temperature do you cook your pork to?
Mm-hmm.
Or how do you pull out pin bones from deboning a fish? Like, little things like that, which they do give you that reality TV moment, like, oh my God, I have to butcher a whole chicken.
Yeah.
I like
But
that.
then also, I love that
It
because
was really intimidating when I had to do it.
but that's the thing, it's intimidating, but once you see it and it's not scary. Like, I bought a tray of chicken wings last week. Aldi had 30 wings for like $12, so I bought a ton of wings. And I had to butcher them all. My first thought was, okay, we pop the joint, we cut the joint, we pop the joint, we cut the joint, we pop the joint, we cut the joint. But it's little things like that I can see somebody who hasn't seen that, maybe just like hammer fisting their knife down and hoping to God to get through the bone. Like, making it more of a, like, I mean, keeping the worst cooks moniker, but maybe not the worst cooks, but like worst being people who don't know. Because one of the biggest things I always see with education, especially as a professor, is there's things students should know and things that they don't know, and there's a difference to me. I mean, I would say, deferring to the Gordon Ramsay example, you think of Gordon Ramsay in America, first thought you think of is a massive string of expletives and chewing somebody out.
Yeah.
But that's not him. You watch him in any of the UK shows, and he's more instructional. He's more like, okay, I'm teaching you how to do this.
Mm-hmm.
It's very different because, and I saw in an interview, he said he only curses people out when they're not performing at the level they should be. So maybe worst cooks isn't so much I nearly burned down my kitchen, but I've not been taught these techniques of how to cook.
Yeah.
But I have a rebuttal on that. We
Please.
don't need the people that are faking to get on the show.
True.
Can I just stress, guys? Wait, I'm gonna interrupt you. Food Network will figure it out, guys. Like, that drives me nuts. Yeah.
Well, so I'm gonna go back on what you said of like for having like the chopped episodes of whatever.
Yeah.
They have like the grandmas come on, but the grandmas also have catering companies, so they're not home cooks. Like I'm a home cook.
Yeah.
Have actual home cooks, not people that have a side gig.
Wait,
catering
hold on.
weekends or
You guys,
pop-ups.
I'll be back. You're talking to the dog now. Yes. Oh, did we ever find out what his name was? The dog's name was.
I think you're onto something there, Michelle. As Allison is taking care of,
say it again. Sorry.
Because, I consider myself a pretty decent cook and baker. I can juggle a lot of different things, but I'm never going to be a caterer.
Yeah.
But I can put out a really good meal. So, they did a show, 20 years or so ago about America's Best Cook or something. And something like that. But again, we have so many people with a side business now that they will neglect to add that on and then come in with a bunch more skills or experience, as opposed to somebody like me that Bucko, you think your cooking is a full contact sport? That's my family. We will talk about food until we're blue in the face. But
bye, Joey.
Bring maybe not worst cooks, because there are people that don't know how to cook. That's why there's cooking classes. But maybe also have one where it's people that are mid-range. They just want to get better.
That could be
interesting. Mediocre cooks of America.
The not so
Yeah.
worst cooks in America.
The not so worst cooks.
Well, okay, and I want to go off of what you're saying. Sorry, Joey has found his owner. My husband's taking the dog. Yes, it is a. We're gonna okay, but I think I just want to step on the faking it part. Okay, I think that it grinds my gears. I think is the best way to say it. Where people are just like, oh well, I'm a good cook. I can just fake it to be on the show, and it's literally like, okay, but you're this is a network where all they do is food. And you're saying, oh, I'm smarter than them because I can go on this show and I can fake it. No one can fake it
They're
that well.
smarter
Like,
than you.
Well, there's a couple
but
of seasons where they're like, "Oh, I don't know how to do this," and they come out with the knives and
you know,
Yeah.
like, yeah, no.
You're
Or they
gonna
pop up with
get
some
caught.
knowledge.
I think leave it to the people like me. And I'm sorry, I genuinely wanted to learn to cook. You know what I mean? And I feel like there's so many people out there, like, I mean, especially this season, where it was just like, we want to learn. And I think that leave it to please leave the show to us, please. Like, just, but I will also say, oh my gosh, we were talking. Oh my God, I forgot. No, it was really smart.
Competition.
It was about, I don't remember now. Oh, no, what was it? Sorry, the dog got me excited. No, but
Hey,
no, but I
dog,
think
you got Joey's owner. I mean, there you go.
I know. Right? No, I think it is. I think this show has so much room for growth, which I think after 30 seasons is a testament to the original idea, where it's like
Yeah.
it can be fresh again. So I feel like there's nothing, no way up. What's the help me with things, guys? It's hard.
There's nowhere
It's
to go
been a
but up.
day. Joey was here. I mean, there's no place up to go but up from here.
Nowhere to go but up.
There you go. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Okay, so I think overall, I think this is an amazing season. Thank you. Hello, guys. Thank you guys so much for joining us for that. Okay, we have to talk really quickly about TOC.
TOC. TOC.
TOC.
TOC.
TOC.
TOC.
Okay, so TOC starts next week. The prelims
Sunday.
start on the 15th.
The prelims start on the 15th.
A great improv. Thank you. I've tried to improve. So it starts on the 15th. We have so much to talk about. So we're going to be doing, Michelle, are you going to be printing off? Because I know Food Network does an amazing background. Unfortunately, it's just a little hard to print because it has that blue background and it takes all of our blue ink
It's
to print.
gorgeous, but it sucks toner. So
God, it's gorgeous.
I
Okay, are
printed
you going
at
to?
work.
Your printer doesn't work? Oh, you're printing at work.
I printed at work.
We didn't hear that. Okay, so we're gonna be watching TOC. It's so
Oh, yeah.
exciting. We're gonna have a melee to pick the chefs. It's gonna be, it's gonna be a
I'll
brawl.
probably wait to do the card until the brackets are set
Okay.
because we
That's
have the
fair.
8 wild card ones that we don't know.
8 wild cards.
you
We also
can
have the
bust your
4
entire
other
card
chefs that we don't know either.
Yeah, so
Sure.
I think I'll do it after the first 2 prelims.
Okay.
So
Okay.
3-1, I'll have it up.
So maybe by the first episode, which I believe is March 1st.
The
Is that
the
correct?
first official. Well, no, it
No.
looks like the prelims the round robin starting this Sunday.
The
But
15th. Yeah.
That's the prelims.
The main competition starts on the 1st.
Okay. So we have 2 weeks of prelims and then the main competition on the 1st.
Right.
I think we have so much to expect, you guys. I mean, we do know some of our returning judges. We know some of our returning chefs. We know that Tiffany and Chef Jeff are going to be our commentators. We got Simon
Yay.
Simon Majumdar.
Majumdar's back with the hat. I think that he's going to be talking to the judges.
I need him to do one hat to Food Network. Please put it in the editing. I just need the little.
Even like that.
Just a little, because when they had him the last time, they would kind of pan to him like already taking notes or not really seeing the camera. I need Food Network, if you're listening, I need one Simon Majumdar hat tip, pretty please.
Pretty please. I would like. Okay, we'll go around and ask really fast because they were about wrapped up. I would really like Justin Warner to do a note taking class. Even if it's on, I know this sounds so silly, but I'm being 100% serious, how he takes notes, because I think one of the things I find intimidating with doing these talks is how there's so much going on. How does he separate things? Like, I know that he answered a great question about his different colored system, but I would love to know how he and Chef Tiffany, excuse me, take the notes. Like, do they have one for proteins? Do they have one for complete meals? Do they have ones for ingredients? Like, how do they
And
separate it?
do they approach it in a different way?
Yeah. Okay, so
Yeah.
Chef Tiffany and Chef Justin, if you could answer that question and maybe even do like a little course on how you take notes, I really would find it interesting.
And also I'll have my degree in May, so I'll be available to actually have a BA after my name for food anthropology. So
That's
Food
amazing. I'm here for
anthropologist Michelle.
Oh, she was the host. I'm a big expert in that field. I
Yeah.
did make. Oh, that's very exciting. That's obviously Chef Ava. She has a great podcast. She also is a home cook herself, so that's wonderful. All right, Michelle, if you were going to have something, what would you ask your network for this season of TOC? We got the notes. We got the hat tip. What would you like?
well, I like
We're very
Randa. I
particular.
want a home version of Randa, but I'm working on that already. I
Ooh.
would like, I think, a little bit more Simon, more discussion about the
Mhm.
dishes and not
Okay.
rushed on the judging. Because I feel
Yeah.
like the last season or two, they've kind of rushed the judging. I know their
On the
production
first
schedule and
ones
all
for
that.
sure, I think.
Yeah, but I want to be able to enjoy the dish and let the commentators take
Yeah.
the judges on the journey.
Yeah. That would be
Because I want to
interesting
know
too.
why they did the dish, or and I like the while they're watching cooking, but I like the after talk too that they added in 2 seasons ago,
Yeah.
Yeah.
because then
That
we
was
can see what
great.
the judges were thinking as they were tasting the dishes. So,
I really liked that. I
It
think
makes
was that the first
it
time
makes it
we
more
saw it was two
mindful.
seasons ago?
Yes.
Okay.
It makes it more mindful with the judging too, because we're not there to taste the dishes. We're merely going by what we can see and what we
Yeah.
expect it to taste like. Getting that behind the scenes look really. I mean, I'm not a competition cook at the moment. I mean, maybe someday, but
Yeah.
when I see them, like, why was that a bad thing, or what did they do wrong when you say that? I mean,
Yeah.
you could do it like the Penn and Teller fool us, where you're speaking in code the entire time, and yeah,
Yeah.
maybe it makes sense to like a competition chef or a professional chef, but home chefs like us, home cooks, I mean,
Yeah.
we're not out there working with A5 Wagyu. We don't know why necessarily they did something wrong by doing this way, or
Yeah.
why, like, throw it in the fryer at the last second. Like, okay, why was that a bad thing to do to make sure the protein's cooked? Give us the insight, because as much as we watch Worst Cooks to learn, TOC is like my little way of getting like that peek into like the high society dining and
Yeah.
seeing like what would you do with a crazy bunch of ingredients from Randa?
And
I
Michelle,
have an
you're
idea.
yes.
I think I would like to see them have to use, so kind of like a Guy's Grocery Games
Yeah.
or Cutthroat
Okay.
Kitchen a little bit, where they have like canned things. So like on
Yeah.
one column of the randomizer, they have like they have to use a frozen thing or a canned thing,
Ooh.
or just a basic everyday what we see at home in the market, not the fancy
Yeah.
stuff, but the lower end of what can you do with a lower end product. Because Guys Grocery Games is one of the things I liked about it, where they had to use what the
Yeah.
normal people have to use, not the high end stuff. So I
Yeah.
That's
would
why
love
it
to see
works really
that as a
well on that
category.
show. Definitely works well on that show as like a
Yeah, I would like
whammy
to see how
ingredient
they
or
take canned enoki mushrooms or a can of black
cheese
beans,
whiz.
and
Yeah.
they have to do something high end or
Yeah.
repurpose it somehow.
Okay. I have to say one thing really fast. I really, really, really like that idea, Michelle. I think that I would like to see more after, meaning
Okay.
from the chefs, because what I felt really was nice for us to see is we see them as chefs, and they're all all talk and all focus, but after that judging, I feel like when they showed us how it affected them, whether it was really happy or really sad, I feel that that was really powerful. Like when we saw Chef Britt, really like I need a second, we see how much this truly means to her. I know that broke my heart. Oh my God. Or Chef Anthony, like Carlos Anthony, who I will fight both of you guys for. He's on my dream team. Just saying. Just saying. But no, but but I mean like him, like when he swung for the fences and then, lost by 1 point. I think it was
Yeah.
1 point. So I feel like kind of Food Network kind of giving us that kind of insight into their mindset after they compete. It kind of gives us a chance to say, hey, they really are humans.
It
Like they're
makes them
just
relatable.
yeah. And I feel like they only do those. They only kind of do it at the end. I would like to kind of see it a little bit like earlier on. Like, oh
Yeah.
darn, next time I'm gonna, I know that sometimes they do it, but not everyone does an exit interview. I would like to see it more with everyone. I feel like it gives us that second.
How about like a chopped after
Assuming the chef is
hours?
comfortable.
Yes. Oh yeah. Please, please, please. I
Ooh,
don't want it to be like
chef
a camera in
after
their face that they're like,
hours.
But so
That could be a
like on
thing.
chopped after hours, where the judges would go and they took whatever the basket was and they each had to make something.
yeah,
Maybe have the
Yes.
judges do something like that with one of the randomizer choices.
yeah,
Hey, what would you do, judges?
Yeah,
It's
I mean
easy
that
to
would be
sit there on
fun.
the ivory tower, but why don't you get down in the muck?
Now,
yeah,
if it's some of like Marcus Samuelson,
yeah,
I mean some of
Oh,
them are fiercely
oh,
creative, but
Marcus
I mean, wouldn't
Samuelson.
that be fun?
yeah, yeah,
That'd be really fun to
yeah.
watch.
I mean, that could be just a whole little separate side thing of, this is what they would do. Maybe not without the same
Hire
face.
us, Food Network. We have good ideas.
Well, Guy did something like that with when everyone was in lockdown, sending the boxes of ingredients to
Right.
all his friends. Like, everybody
I
cook
love
this
that.
ingredient. That was clever as hell. And if you were to do that with the judges, like, obviously let them change out of their high-end clothes. I mean, Scott
Yeah.
Conant cooking in his three-piece suit and everything. I don't want him throwing an apron over that and have to go in the kitchen, but I would love to see what the judges would do with some of the stuff, because
Yeah.
we see a lot of the comments like, "Oh, this is a very good handling of this protein. This is a familiar style to me."
Yeah.
Why don't we see what the judges can do? I mean, not questioning their credentials in
No,
the
no.
slightest. These judges are nyah,
Yeah.
but
But I
giving
would
them
like
a
to see
chance to
what they
get their
would do
hands
with it.
dirty, yeah,
No, I
get
think
them
it's
on the line.
Especially
think
with canned something or frozen something.
I do
Again,
really like your idea of making it very like or an entire meal based on stuff from the Dollar Tree. Like I
right.
know that there's some people who do challenges like that on Instagram. I know
Yeah,
my mom really likes one of them. I think it's called
they're
Dollar Tree
fantastic.
Meals. Yeah, but it's like I like that using, ingredients that are more accessible to the average home. I think that would be a really good idea. I'm just stoked. I mean, guys, so we're gonna do Worst Cooks Talk, we think on Sunday or Sunday? Or not
Sunday,
Worst Cooks
yeah.
Sunday,
Talk,
yeah, Sunday
TOC
should
Talk.
work.
TOC
TOC
Talk.
Talk.
As far as I
I
can tell,
just
Sunday's open.
I
I'm
mean,
open.
oh my God. Well, guys, I was gonna say we can roll for initiative, but we don't need to. But again, can we just thank Food Network for an amazing season? Thank you, reality stars and acting stars and everyone for giving us an amazing season. Michelle, any last words?
Just check out ForkTravel.com. The bingo cards are there for the past season, starting at season 18. So if you're watching past episodes, you can still play along. I'll have the new card up for TOC by the 1st. And I've started slowly adding things to the YouTube channel, so check that out. Don't laugh too hard. I'm just cooking in my tiny little kitchen on a budget with a time frame. So
I love it. I love it. And that's
Love
you
it.
can find that on forktravel.com.
ForkTravel.com, if you click
And what's the
on
YouTube channel?
it's Fork Travel.
Okay,
Everything.
just
So if you find the duck, you found me.
find the
You
duck,
found
find
the
her.
duck.
I love that.
I love
Matt,
that's
would you like
awesome.
to say anything?
I was going to say thank you to Reza for delivering a W this year for my dream team.
I'm
I
just
mean,
saying.
when I saw he was on the board, I'm like, I'm just going to take that. Also, I really got to say thank you to the
Yeah.
Food Network for a great season.
Yeah.
This season of Worst Cooks, it felt like just that
Yeah.
breath of fresh air that you need. I mean, I know we've been kind of pouring on the praise for it this entire season, but it really did feel like that
Almost back to where it should
refreshing.
be.
Yes, it felt like a soft reboot of sorts.
Yeah.
Instead of saying we're going to keep pushing this one thing that isn't working, it's like they took a step back, they rebuilt a little bit, they gave us some celebrities, which, I mean, they were all fun to watch. I wasn't familiar with all of them,
Yeah.
but now I just seeing them all cooking and stuff. It's how we're saying with the action interviews with the chefs. It's how you humanize the celebrities a little bit and feel them like real people.
Yeah.
And so I got to really say hat tip to the Food Network for that one, because
Yeah.
it really was a great season.
I think that I can't say it better than that. So I'm going to sign off, but I will say, like, this was one of my favorite seasons. Thank you again. I absolutely love talking to both of you. Thank you guys for everyone who we had some great people like joining us, and I'm just really excited. And I'm glad Joey found his home. Now we have to, I got to go put the kids to bed. We'll see you guys later. Bye, guys.
See you, buddy.
Bye.
Bye.